The NFL playoffs are right around the corner, and I do love this time of year where I'm a big playoff scenario guy, and I don't know why.
Playoffs are fun.
They are. Playoff scenarios are fun. Like, you got Sawyer over there. Are the Colts going to make it? Are they not going to make it? He's a Colts guy, born and bred. And I know that we have him. Adam Schefter sent a tweet out with the playoff scenario. So let's break it down, sir. Let's take a look, see if we can handicap this, see if we can figure out how this thing is going to shake out. And, you know, as you look on the board, you know, you have the whole playoff picture is pretty much in there. Baltimore can get in. They need a win and a Chargers loss. Plus an Indy loss and a Miami loss. These are the types of things that I love. You know, when you go through there, Indy wins, they're in. That's the way that it works. You know, a Chargers loss, Baltimore, Pittsburgh tie, or a Chargers loss, Pittsburgh loss, and Miami win. Terry, I love this stuff, man.
I love it too, but it gives me a headache. Because you got to think about too much thing. You know, these three teams have to win. These two teams have to lose. These teams have to tie or some crap. It just gives me a headache, man.
Yeah, but hey, the Bengals are in. They won the division. Do you guys ever? And certainly because we don't know what it's like because we haven't been there in a very long time. Do you guys follow this stuff? Like as the game shakes on, there's another look at it. Here, I'll give you all the scenarios right now. The Colts, the AFC, they get a win or losses by the Chargers, New England, and Pittsburgh. Chargers win, they're in. Raiders win, they're in. They can also get in if Indy and Pittsburgh lose. Steelers need to win, Indy lose, and no tie in the Chargers-Las Vegas game.
You're making my head hurt.
The Ravens, they win, Indy loses, Chargers lose, and Miami loses. How about this, too? If the Colts lose, the Chargers and the Raiders can tie and they'll both get in. And they're the night game.
Oh, yes. That's right.
Now
you're giving me gas, man.
No, Terry, I would pay any amount of money. And with all due respect, Sawyer, I'm not doing it because I don't like you. I'm doing it because I root for the scenario.
Oh, yeah.
Where if the Colts lose, the Chargers and the Raiders could tie who play each other in the night game, so they know the result. What if, I know it would never happen, guys, I know it would, but what if the Colts lost and the Chargers and the Raiders kicked off and just exchanged taking a knee the whole game?
If you are a competitor, if you are a true professional, you wouldn't even think about something like that.
But what if?
Playing for the tie. No, it's not going to happen. No, I don't want to hear it. Not going to happen.
But what if?
Then you got a screwed up league. So that you can't both put them in there. You know.
See, but that's what people say about me with the draft capital. I didn't make the system, Terry. I'm just playing, I'm just playing within it.
Well, can you have a double wild card team where they have to play each other to get in? I don't know.
Just what if? What if that happened? Sawyer, what if that happened?
That would be wild. I mean, it wouldn't happen, and I think that would just make so many purists of the sport angry, and it would just go against the entire integrity of the game. Because there's no way to tie, not obviously.
The NFL would make sure that doesn't happen because they don't want people to think this league is fixed. And that's just too convenient. They'll make sure there's a winner. They won't allow them to take knees.
Well, see, I would flip that on its ear, Terry, and say that's the ultimate way to know that it's not fixed. If they both stood out there and said, hey, you guys want to get in the playoffs? Yeah. You want to get in the playoffs? Yeah. Let's kneel it out. And it'd be the quickest game in the history of the NFL, too.
And what about the people that went to the game that you don't care about? What if I want to watch the game on TV?
Your team's in but if you're a Raiders fan, then your team's in the playoffs.
Yeah, but I don't want to see people. I don't want to see that. I want to get in because the team is good, not because you're circumventing the rules.
Myron Kidd, open game fixing is not cool, Neil. It's not game fixing. I think fixing of there's a gambling aspect to it or something like that.
That is fixing.
No, it's a mutual goal, mutual interest.
Because somebody is going to win that game based on kneeling in Vegas, because somebody's going to be like a 1 point or a 2 point favorite. So it is kind of fixing.
Chargers were a 3 point favorite last I looked.
Okay, then that is fixing.
No, see, but you would tell me, though, this is the ultimate sign that it's not, because you don't give a damn about the point spread. You give a damn about getting to the playoffs. You can't win the Super Bowl if you're not in the playoffs, Terry.
Neil, do you cheat all the time?
Do I cheat all the time?
We're going to have to nickname you the cheater guy.
How is that cheating, Terry?
It's cheating because you're not. When you walk on a football, a basketball field, you're supposed to compete. Your job is to win that day. And then when you take knees, that's cheating. That's not playing football. Your job is to play a football game that day.
David Mentier says the fans at the stadium would lose their minds. If you're a Raiders fan about getting in the play, how would you be upset if you got in the playoffs?
Because you want to see, again, you want to see your team win.
Especially in the playoffs.
Neil, stop it.
Terry, I'm just
Grow
saying.
up.
What I know it won't happen.
Grow up.
Terry,
No. Grow up.
Terry, I know it won't happen, but what if it did? Terry, what if it did, man?
Dude, the fact that you're even bringing this up is ridiculous.
It's a mathematical possibility.
It is
Terry,
possible.
Terry, let me say this then. 21-21, they go into overtime.
I'm playing to win. That's a possibility.
What's different? What's different about that then?
Because you're competing and trying to win the damn game.
Except for the overtime, then you're not. All of a sudden,
No,
then it's okay.
You're still trying to win the game.
What if it went to overtime?
That's just the circumstances of the game. Happen that way. Just so happen that way. It's not teams kneeling. Like if I'm trying to kick your butt and it's just
okay. Well, you would have less of a problem with it if it happened in over. Like if they played the game and it ended up tied and going into overtime, would you have less of a problem with it if they said, "All right, it's 10 minutes, it's overtime, we both get in, let's call it a day"?
I still have a problem with that too.
Would you have a big of a problem with it though? I don't think you would.
No.
Okay.
Because you at least competed for 60 minutes.
Right.
But your whole thing, you're not even playing. You don't even want to play football.
Look, everyone was like you. Everyone on our YouTube chat thread was like you. David Mentier said if it's in the last minute of overtime, I could see it. So what's the line then? The last minute of overtime, the start of overtime, halftime, the first quarter?
No, brother, man, you're still trying to win the game.
I don't know. Honolulu Blues Party, math needs to stay out of sports. I know it can't happen, guys. I know it can't. And Myron says, but let's be real, folks. Ain't no way in hell that the Colts could lose to the Jags. So there is that. Terry, we did find common ground, though. You said in overtime you could see it. You could deal with it. You could understand it.
I can understand a tie. I still wanted to try to win. But, one scenario would be, what if it's a tie, you're in overtime, and they pin you down at the two-yard line? Normally, teams just run the ball or try to get out of that because they don't want to throw an interception. Now, in a situation like that's where you kind of get like, okay, what's going on here? Are you going to try to win?
How do you do that? Do you call the other coach's cell phone? Like, how does that work? How do you communicate that?
You don't. That's internal. You decide, do we have a shot at scoring a touchdown or getting a field goal, or is it a better shot we're going to take a safety? You don't want to lose the game.
Chef Chris Smith, great point. Players get bonuses for making the playoffs, so the players probably would not mind. They get a playoff share.
Yeah, the scrubs wouldn't mind, but if you're a competitor, you would mind. You don't want to tie under any circumstance.
I'm just saying, man. Mike
Neil,
G.
be a man.